Well, I met Karen through Mary Kay's, where we worked. We were sales directors together, and again, just somebody that I always admired. I knew she was different.
Well, Marilyn and I got to be pretty good friends. As I mentioned, we planned a lot of events together, and so that put us at meetings together and sitting around kitchen table, working out details. And so when I had the opportunity to ask somebody some questions in a Bible study that I was taking, spiritual questions, and I thought of who could I ask? Marilyn.
It was so interesting when Karen had called me that day, because really I had been searching due to a crisis in my life. It was my aunt, who was 3 weeks younger than me, so we were really like sisters. I'm an only child, so she was really more like my sister, and she was dying due to complications of alcoholism.
Well, I called Marilyn one day and asked her questions for my Bible study, and she was very receptive and answered all the questions, and even shared with me that she had been wondering about the answers to those questions. So it kind of led us to a next step. We decided to get together at Godfathers. We took our kids, and I remember sitting there for probably an hour and a half or 2 hours with my Bible, just anticipating any questions she might ask, and she asked lots of questions.
I did not own a Bible, so this whole Bible study concept was really interesting. So I thought, okay, if she could maybe explain to me what this is. So we started this Bible study, meeting at her home, myself and another Mary Kay sales director, and it was just the three of us doing this Experiencing God, and it was life-changing.
And I remember saying to my husband, Marilyn wants to do Experiencing God, and I'm just kind of concerned about that being the study for her to start with, because you really need to be a Christian. You really needed to have accepted Christ first. And he said, don't worry about it. By the time you get to week 3, she's going to have to decide, because it's going to come right out and ask. So, and sure enough, I remember on week 3, she came to my house, and we sat around my kitchen table, and really just came to a point where it asked, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior? And if you haven't, now's the time to make that decision.
I remember going to her home, and at her kitchen table, I guess it was chapter 3, that it really asked for a decision. And Karen was intentional about asking me for a decision about my faith. Was I willing to accept Christ as Savior?
I was kind of young in my faith too, but I knew I should be obedient to God. Here God was putting somebody in my path that was obviously hungry to know Him and to know the truth. And it was an opportunity for me to be obedient and faithful to God and allow her to hear the truth. Therefore, we are ambassadors for Christ. As though God were making an appeal through us, we beg you, on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God.